Hello there and welcome to Brands Hatch here in Kent for the final two races of the season on the British Formula 3 International Series. Now, it's been a fantastic year of action, but there's still a few battles to be settled on track. This historic former Formula 1 circuit is still a huge challenge for today's drivers and a great place to end the competition.
I love it. It's just like Portugal, funny enough.
For me, it's the best circuit in Britain.
Yeah, just got to make sure get a clean getaway and don't stall, because otherwise you can have a big accident here.
The 2009 season has been full of excitement and we've seen many different drivers on the top spot on the podium, but there's been one man that's been the class of the field and he secured the title last time out in Portugal. In two thrilling races around the Algarve circuit, Daniel Ricciardo finally managed to take the title race out of the reach of his rivals and become the first Australian to win since David Brabham 20 years ago.
It was a good celebration, you know, the whole team got behind it, and I guess being in Portugal with such nice weather, you know, the swimming pool was the perfect ending to a great weekend, so, you know, all the team got involved and, yeah, couldn't have had it any other way.
It was also back-to-back titles for the Carlin team, who won last year with another Red Bull protege, Jaime Alguersuari, who has now gone on to Formula 1 stardom.
Everyone's got the same goal, really, you know, from the truckies through to the mechanics, the engineers, trying to instil that belief that, you know, we're here to win, not to just make up the numbers. Hopefully we'll pick up the cream of the crop again and go and, you know, win 3 on the trot.
The Algarve, though, wasn't a good weekend for Walter Grubmuller and the Hi-Tech team. The Austrian driver's title ambitions went up in smoke after 2 disastrous races.
It was a real nightmare. I mean, race 1 spun off trying to avoid a crash, then race 2 I stalled at the start, then managed to catch up with the field again after the safety car phase, and then I was having a pretty decent run. I was I think up to 10th again, but then I got taken out by one of the invitation class drivers.
It was a great weekend for Max Chilton. Although overshadowed by the title fight, Max went on to claim another pole position and finally took that elusive victory.
It's been a long time coming, I tell you. I've had like 6 poles now over 2 years, and it took a long time. It's a shame it's towards the end of the season, because if I got it earlier on, I would have had a bit more confidence to get probably some more during the end of the season. I had chances at the start of the season and during the season to get them, but it just hasn't paid off, but I was very happy to get it.
So in the point, Daniel Ricciardo can now rest on his laurels and enjoy himself this weekend, but there's still plenty of scores to be settled behind. The national class title was also settled in Portugal. Daniel Mackenzie claimed another win and a second place to claim the 2009 crown.
It's a great feeling, I must say. It's probably the most exhilarating feeling I've had. It's just fantastic.
The big question, though, that we all want to know the answer to is what are the plans for next year?
Well, there's a high and very strong possibility of doing the international class. Sponsorship's just the biggest point. Without that, obviously, you can't race. So just trying to find some very committed sponsors, working with some sponsors that have been with me this year and helped me progress through my career. But yeah, international class is looking good.
I wish I knew at the moment.
I'm doing the GP2 Asia series, and we'll see how that goes. If I'm quick and the team are happy with me, then I might go on and do the full Europe season.
I don't know at this moment yet. I mean, for sure there will be some World Series tests after the season's done, and maybe some GP2 tests, but I don't know where I'm going to end up next year just yet.
Red Bull obviously called and congratulated on the championship last weekend. But, they sort of let me know that finish on a high this weekend in Brands, and, you'll know either probably at the end of this week or next week what I'll be doing for 2010. So it's a bit up in the air at the moment, but I'm sure they're organising something now.
So for round 19 here at Brands Hatch, it's the championship-winning Carlin Motorsport who dominate the front. Daniel Ricciardo on pole, Max Chilton alongside. Here's Martin.
Here's how they line up for round 19 of the Cooper Tires British Formula 3 International Series. Daniel Ricciardo claiming the penultimate pole of the season ahead of most recent winner in the championship, Max Chilton, his teammate. Ricky Christodoulou looking strong again in third, and the returning Marcus Ericsson joins him on row 2. Carlos Huertas, another strong qualifying ahead of Daisuke Nakajima, and Valtteri Grumman from 7th, hoping for second in the points ahead of the vastly improved Philip Major, Henry Arundel and Adriano Bazide rounding out the top 10. National pole sitter Gabriel Diaz is 13th. Overnight rain has cleared, leaving a drying track at Brands Hatch as they get ready to take on the Grand Prix circuit. Chris Nissen, the head of VW Motorsport, in the centre there. And on the right, Barry Bland, the man who organises the end-of-season Formula 3 street races in Macau that are such a feature of the calendar. Doubtless there'll be more than a few of these drivers hoping to go there this year and win the race. Cars on the grid then, ready for the start of the first race. Daniel Ricciardo and Max Chilton on the front row, and problems for Chilton. Oh, he's been over-efficient in heating the brakes up to try and keep the tyres warm, and they have caught light. But they're going to have to send them round to allow the winds to cool those brakes down and put the fire out. Meanwhile, Diana is in the pits with former F3 champ David Brabham.
David, welcome to Brands Hatch. Obviously the final F3 event this year. Obviously something you hold dearly in your heart, Formula 3. A lot of Australians as well have come through here. Daniel securing the championship this year. What does it still mean to you?
Well, it means a great deal because, one, coming here to Brands Hatch, had a lot of success here. My whole family's had a lot of success here. And, Formula 3 was one of my better years in my career. It was an amazing experience. And to win the F3 championship, then to go to Macau and win Macau in the same year was just really launched my career. And, the following year I was doing Formula 1 and, I've been racing ever since. So it means a lot to me. I always see it's very important.
So the cars on the grid then for the penultimate time of the season. Red lights on. Long hold, away they go. Good start from Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, Garcia stalled at the back of the field, but Ricciardo takes the lead. Chilton into second place. Looks as though Ericsson was going to drop into fourth. Grumman against by Carlos Huertas for sixth place, and Huertas defending hard. He's got Arundel right behind him. He's in sixth position. The two T-Sport cars side by side. Oh, contact! Bazide, and Boyd got into the side of him. Bazide has lost a couple of places. Ricciardo leads then from Chilton, Christodoulou in red and white, then Ericsson, the dark car of Grummuller, then Huertas, and out of line, that's Nakajima. Now he was sixth, and he is currently just ahead of Jay Bridger in 12th, so he's got a real problem. But Daniel Ricciardo hasn't. He's pulling away fast from his teammate Max Chilton. Yellow car Wayne Boyd jinking around and around the outside. Bazide retakes a place from Major. More battling further back. That's Diaz ahead of Correa. On board in fifth place then with Valtteri Grummuller, looking to take second place in the championship standings back from the absent Renger van der Zande. But behind him he's got Carlos Huertas and a long snarling queue of chasing cars. So nothing can be taken for granted this early on. Sweeping around through clearways and onto the Brabham straight. Daniel Ricciardo is definitely the class of the field here. And behind Grummuller, Huertas again looking quick. And a good race weekend last time out in Portimao in Portugal. He had a second and a third place, but behind him, look, Arundel in the silver car defending hard. Wayne Boyd's going around the outside. Oh, and Arundel drifts out wide, so does Boyd. Boyd doesn't make up a place, but he's now got teammate Bazide right behind him. So Adriano Bazide closing him down. Oh, and looking at the front of Boyd's car, look, yes, the front wing is loose. So that was from the contact earlier on. Oh, and Nakajima, one lap and back in the garage. That's the end of his race, I think. Battle for eighth then. T-Sport teammates in front of us. Wayne Boyd as we ride with Adriano Bazide. Boyd defending on the inside as they get up to Hawthorne Bend. Sweeping through, climbing over the top of the brow, up towards Westfield. Well, with that front wing deranged at this quick Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, Boyd's front tyres are soon going to start struggling, increasing understeer, less overall grip, and it won't be long before Bazide is ready to pounce. Well, let's find out what happened to Daisuke Nakajima. He's down in the pit lane with Diana.
I had a problem on the clutch, and it kept slipping, and I don't know the reason, but it happened at Algarve and here again, so not so good. And thinking of a championship, it's not so good.
Obviously frustrating this early. Are you going to be in the second race?
Yeah, I'm going to get ready for second race, yeah.
Well, tough break for him, tough break here for Max Negarev as well. He's gone off at Hawthorne Bend, damaged the left front corner. He's okay, the car's out of action, and that's Philip Major. Got it wrong coming out of paddock and drops out of 10th place. What a shame. He's been having a good weekend so far. Into the pit lane, Wayne Boyd. Well, the team were ready for him. It's only going to take them a minute or so to change that wing. All the same, drops him right down the order, promotes this to the battle for 10th place. Jay Bridger in the Megale ahead of Howell Lloyd and 4 Honda cars, because they've got national class leader Dan McKenzie in front of them and Gabriel Diaz behind. This is the battle for 3rd in the national class, incidentally. Victor Correa in the light speed, and right behind him, Joe Gannimal. Correa late there, drifts over the curbs, down through Dingledale. The Lebanese driver picks up 3rd spot. That was a good move. Last lap then for Daniel Ricciardo. What a dominant performance this has been. 15 seconds or more clear of the field, and this could be history in the making here. 98 Formula 3 wins so far for the Carlin Motorsport team in British Championship competition. This is going to be number 99. They may just end this season with their century. Well, it's win number 7 for Daniel Ricciardo. The new champion celebrates with another victory in Britain. And it'll be double Daniel Day once more, because Daniel McKenzie is on target for a national class win. And as he brings his red and white machine to the line, it is victory number 11 of the season. Daniel McKenzie dominating the national class, with Ricky Christodoulou in 3rd and Max Chilton in 2nd, over 15.5 seconds behind our race winner, Daniel Ricciardo.
Daniel, many congratulations. Clearly you're pushing right to the very end.
Yeah, I was. The whole race, just wanted to. I knew that the car was amazing, and I just felt really good. There was no real need to back off. I just wanted to keep going faster.
Daniel, many congratulations. That's a good result.
Yeah, couldn't have got much better than that, that's for sure. I think I got fastest lap as well, so perfect race.
So the new champion staying strong. Daniel Ricciardo taking that win, but we've got another race for you after the break. It's round 20 here at Brands Hatch, and our final event of the year. It's a Carlin lockout at the front yet again, with our champion taking pole position. Alongside him, Max Chilton. Here's Martin.
Good one, mate. Yeah, I enjoy this.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, just do what you did before without the smoke.
Words of wisdom there from Trevor Carlin. They line up then, his 2 men, 1st and 2nd on the grid for the final race of the season. Daniel Ricciardo and Max Chilton with a good chance of bringing up that 100 wins for Carlin. Vortex Ricky Christodoulou or Double R's Marcus Ericsson from row 2 might be a fly in the ointment there. And Daisuke Nakajima, well, he'll be hoping to do more than 1 lap this time. Henry Arundel lines up 6th ahead of Walter Grumela and Carlos Huertas. T-Sports, Adriano Bozide and Wayne Boyd are 9th and 10th, and our national class pole sitter again is Gabriel Diaz, who is 15th. Final race of the year, of the season, and for many of the front runners of their Formula 3 campaigns. Revs rise, Daniel Ricciardo on pole for the last time, away he goes. Oh, not a good start. There goes Chilton. He's gone by. So has Christodoulou. There's Ericsson as well. Ricciardo will be 4th into Paddock Hill Bend, with Henry Arundel in 5th position ahead of Walter Grumela. Nakajima looking up the inside. But there's Bozide around the outside of him. Car number 3. Oh, big slide. The T-Sport drivers avoid each other, but Philip Major's off. Well, that's a shame. He'll have to rejoin at the back. And Howell Lloyd, damage there. Broken front suspension. His season ends in the barriers. Well, you saw Daniel Ricciardo having a lunge there. So too is Adriano Bozide. No change out of that move for Bozide. I'm not sure that there is anything better at the end of the move for Daniel Ricciardo as well. Very hard to pass up through Surtees unless the car in front makes a big mistake. Ricciardo's still 4th. Bozide still in 9th place. The rest of the field streaming through here. Whoa, big slide from Victor Correa in the national class. And there is Nakajima. Right behind him, Wayne Boyd, who's very aggressive in the opening laps. Likes it when the car moves around a lot. It reminds me of his Formula Ford days. reigning British Formula 4 champion, of course, and may well be one of next year's front runners in the Formula 3 Championship. You'd have to say if Beside comes back, he's likely to be there. Huertas as well. No passing here, yellow flags out. Quinn Hamar stalled on the grid and his car's barely out of the way at the end of lap 1. Now they rush into Paddock Hill Bend under green flags once more. And Max Chilton pulling away slowly from the rest of the top 4. And that, of course, includes Daniel Ricciardo in 4th place after that disappointing getaway for his last Formula 3 race. Well, there he is on pole on the left-hand side. It's just a bit too much wheel spin. The tail slides back down the hill. He has to get off the throttle, and everybody streamed by him. Now he's in the battle for 2nd, and effectively the white car Marcus Ericsson doesn't really play a part. Not going to score championship points, as here is an invitational class runner only, and he won't even get on the podium if he does finish in front of Daniel Ricciardo and behind Ricky Christodoulou. Ricciardo again lunges inside, but again not enough of a run-up as they start to climb over the top of the hill and then drop down through Pilgrim's Drop. And as Ricciardo did in the first race, so Max Chilton is doing here. He's running away with it. Meanwhile, in the pits, Diana's with Howell Lloyd.
Well, I'm sure this is not the position you wanted to be in at the end of the final race this year, but what happened to make you retire from that?
No, it wasn't the best end to the year, but yeah, I didn't get the best of starts, but I hung it around the outside into turn 1, and going into Druids, I still was on the outside and Diaz was on the inside, and Major kind of outbraked himself, I think, going into there and ran slightly wide, and as he came back across, I had nowhere to go really. It was just, I just got sandwiched in between Diaz and Major, and unfortunately broke the left butt wishbone. It was enough to end the race, but yeah, it's quite disappointing to end the year like this.
Philip Major on the inside at Graham Hill Bend, trying to recover from his incident earlier. And having a little look inside Max Snegerev, just got his nose out of the way as Snegerev turned in. Snegerev 4th in the national class, and Major's got a good run going now. Oh, and Snegerev's easing him out towards the grass, little shake of the fist, how dare you! And he manages to make it round safely through Hawthorne. Victor Correa in the light speed, closing in on the Russian driver as Major makes his escape. Oh, and Snegerev's on the grass, that's not good! Goodness me, that was a big impact. Well, Max is moving, he's okay, but look at what little remains of that car. The tyre wall has absorbed a lot of the energy. The safety car out for clear-up operations, and that means Max Chilton's big lead is now erased. It is back to square one. Christodoulou and the rest will close right up behind him. Well, that's a tough break for Max Chilton. He was going away very quickly, but Snegerev, well, he's all right. I think that might have knocked the wind out of his sails a little bit, though. It's a big old impact. Let's have a look again. Gets wide onto the curbs. Not much steering going on there, but bang, luckily he goes in sideways rather than head on. All the same, that's rung his bell. Getting ready to restart then, safety car is in. Max Chilton making a very good fist of that. Look at the lead he's got already over Ricky Christodoulou. Well, that was poor restarting down the field. Nobody able to make a move on anybody. Even Daniel Ricciardo not having a good enough look at Marcus Ericsson for 3rd place as they all stream round Druids. Back with Adriano Bizide, Wayne Boyd in front. Still in 8th and 9th positions. Whoa, a little bit of oversteer there. That'll give Carlos Huertas thoughts of trying to pass from behind. Nakajima having a little look at the back of Grudmuller. Incidentally, in front of them, the silver car Henry Arundel being investigated by the stewards for a possible jump start. So they might move one more up the order. And with Ericsson not scoring, it's effectively the battle for 4th position. And there is Wayne Boyd right on the back of that little squabble as well. Well, again, Max Chilton jumping away from Christodoulou. Ericsson with his hands full. Daniel Ricciardo chasing with everything he's got. Not able to capitalise on the speed in the Carlin Motorsport machine, though, because he's stuck behind a slower car. White car is Joe Gannam, 2nd in the national class. There is our national class champion. He's 3rd in that race, Danny McKenzie. In between them is Philip Major, still recovering from his first lap excursion. Joe Gannam, I have to say, very entertaining so far in his brief appearances. Major lunges to the inside, and Ganem realises that he needs to give a little bit of room, so he does. And that gives a chance perhaps to Daniel McKenzie. Yes, he's going with Philip Major round the outside route. Ganem's got the inside line there, so this could be pretty interesting as they get wheel to wheel through Hawthorn and stay there. No, Ganem gets back in front of Westfield. Good racing. Excellent stuff from the young Lebanese driver. Oh, I wonder if he's going to come back. He really could be quite an entertaining prospect. Here's our national class leader then, Gabriel Diaz, on the last lap of the season for him. Well, the championship has eluded him. He'll be the runner-up, but he's heading on his way to race win number 8. But Max Chilton is about to make double history. His first British Formula 3 win on the road and in Britain, and with it, the 100th win for Carlin Motorsport in British Formula 3. Well, this has been Chilton's race to end the season, his first fully fledged victory. What an afternoon for him and for Carlin Motorsport, the benchmark in Formula 3.
Trevor, your 100th victory as Carlin Motorsport. Quite a momentous day.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's great, and it's great as Max as well. It's always nice to have a great successful driver to win a championship, but it's great when all the guys win in the team. So for Max, it's a great day, and it all got in our history.
And a final win for Gabriel Diaz as he takes the checkered flag. And Daniel Ricciardo, the British Formula 3 champion, celebrates a fantastic year. Gabriel Diaz claims his final win of the season, and Max Chilton stands on the top step at the end of a long and frantic British Formula 3 campaign.
Well, Max, many congratulations. How did that one feel?
It was a pretty perfect race to win. In Portugal, I felt like I didn't win properly. My aim was to do it this weekend, and I think we did that. I pulled a big gap after, I don't know, 3 or 4 laps. Had his safety car and then managed to do it again in style. So I'm so glad it built my confidence now.
Well, you got a fantastic start.
Yeah, it was a great start, probably the best one of the season, and it just helped that Dan just got a bit too much wheel spin. And then I was away and nothing was going to stop me.
Time to reflect. Obviously, everything's sunk in. You are the 2009 champion. How do you still feel?
Yeah, it still makes me smile, that's for sure. Yeah, what can I say? You know, to lead from the first race of the season and to never let that go was something, you know, probably wouldn't have expected, you know, back in January or February. But you know, the team's always been preparing the good car, and I've been on form most of the time. So you know, that's what you got to do in a championship, and just very delighted.
So Daniel McKenzie is our national class champion, and Daniel Ricciardo is our international class winner. 9 different race winners throughout the season, but Ricciardo the cream of the crop with 7 victories.
Well, that's it for the British Formula 3 International Series for this year. Congratulations once again to our champions, Daniel Ricciardo and Daniel McKenzie, and to all the drivers that took part. We've had a great year. We hope to see you all again next year. But for now, bye-bye.